It's Garrett Bryan, and we are back with another YouTube Live. We missed last week's YouTube Live, but it's okay. I just got moved into a new place, so a little bit stressful. I had to skip last week's stream, but we are back weekly with another live stream. Happy to have you guys here again. Welcome to the stream. If you guys are new to the live stream, pretty much we talk about pretty much everything. Whether you have a YouTube question about, I mean, YouTube question, mechanic question, a car question, you want to know about the latest tools, the best tools, or whatever it may be, I'm happy to help you guys out, answer them right here, whatever it may be. I usually do add polls. Right now, my computer's down, so I have to. Well, no, it's not down. I just got to get the internet connected. But I'll actually start a YouTube poll right now. Let me see what I should add in for a YouTube poll. Um, worst zero. Yeah, I got a good YouTube poll for you guys to add. I mean to answer. Let's see. VW, Audi, and BMW. All right, I just started the YouTube poll. All right, guys. So if you are just joining the stream, be sure to answer the YouTube poll that I just put up right now. And be sure to drop any questions that you may have, whether it's on your own car, a car you're working on, anything that it may be. Be sure to go ahead and drop it down below, and I'll be happy to help you out. But be sure to answer the poll first. Hey, how's it going, Yak Fishing? How's it going, Joker the Poker? That's a cool name. Yeah, doing good, Yak. Random hippie, how's it going? All right. Can we get a tool tour? I know a lot of people have been asking for a tool tour. Right now, I'm at my crib, so I can't really give you a tool tour, but I will do one. I've been meaning to do it for, I swear, the past few months. But every time I'm about to record a tour, it just, it gets a little bit, time gets ahead of me. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a tool tour. I can't do one right now at the moment, but I'm happy to do one eventually. But yeah, how's it going, Yak? Good evening, random hippie. How's it going, Jorge? Guys, if you are just joining the stream, again, start answering the poll already that I have put up and drop a question that you may have. Again, whether it's about your car, a car repair you're about to do, tools that budget tools, scanners, your car, my car I drive, car you drive, the weather, months. Yeah, I swear it's been months, bro. The worst Euro car. So far, Audi is winning. I'm glad because literally Audi is the worst European vehicle to work on. Even worse than Mercedes most of the time, I swear. Mercedes can be like half and half. It can be a complete like horrible car to work on, but sometimes it's well put together and you can take apart stuff a lot quicker. But Audi has got to be the worst. Audi and Porsche definitely the worst. Oh my god, I literally had a tough time with a Porsche Cayenne, the SUV last week. Literally gave me a run for my money last week. It was an absolute pain. But yeah, BMW is not as bad to work on, um, and Volkswagen can be a B word, but not that bad. All right, so hey, how's it going, Jorge Ortiz? How's it going, man? Nice to see you here, bro. Idiocracy says 2005 Ram 3.7. When steering all the way to the right or left, fluid rises out of the steering pump. Out of the power steering pump reservoir or the steering pump? You might have a bad steering pump if that's what's happening. Or you might have a leak on one of the hoses. Or one of the seals on the pump's bad. Um, Jorge Ortiz says, "What are you thinking about the 3/8 impact from Harbor Freight and the 3/8 Bravo 5A battery?" Honestly, I haven't used the 3/8 impact from Harbor Freight, but I've been hearing a lot of people like literally say they're awesome. Like use Harbor Freight. They have really good. They're good budget impacts. I haven't tried it, but if you're going for something 3/8, you definitely can't go wrong because realistically, what I use for free is usually light. I don't use like a heavy, high torque impact gun for free ace. Free ace, what I like to use free ace impacts for is quick zipping out stuff. So ignition coil packs, batteries, top strut bolts. I use light stuff for it. So for Harbor Freight, I think you should go for it, and they have a good warranty and everything. So, I'd say it's good. It has a 5A battery. I'd say, try it out, because honestly, for free eighth, I always do like intermediate, light, medium work. I don't do crazy stuff like half inch drive. That matters more for heavy stuff. Free eighth, I always do light stuff, So that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I'd say go for it, man. That random hippie says, "Do you have any recommendations? I was able to find there is a leak near my air filter, but I feel like there's more under my exhaust." Wait, I think I missed your question. Oh. The random hippie says, "So I have a vacuum leak. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's in my 2002 Ford Taurus, and I bought a $60 smoke machine online. I was able to create the smoke liquid I needed to smoke out the system, but what it wasn't strong. Do you have any recommendations? I was able to find there was a leak near my air filter, but I feel there's more under my exhaust. So there's more of a leak coming from your exhaust. If that's the case, it might just be one of your gaskets meeting one of the flanges that's failing. Kind of like locate exactly where it's coming from. Is it coming from the header, or is it coming from, is it coming from the exhaust manifold, or is it coming from the exhaust system in general? Most of the time, again, it's from the exhaust manifold gasket, or it's from the exhaust gasket meeting with like the flex pipe or the down pipe. So I definitely investigate that. Harbor Freight has come a long way. Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, question says, Brian get entered into who can put the most mile on an Audi in a year? Oh yeah, wait, what? How yeah for me? Yeah, I honestly I haven't seen a high mileage Audi. I don't know if you guys in the comments can tell me otherwise, but I've never seen a high mileage Audi. Hit the like button. Yeah, guys, if you are joining for the first time, be sure to smash that like button. Answer the dang poll. If you're gonna drop a question, answer the poll. And yeah, drop a question on whatever it may be, whatever about your car, a car repair, car tips, tricks, whatever it may be. Drop it down below. Garrett Bryan, how's it going, man? Copy that. That's solid advice. No problem. No problem, man. Joker the Poker says, "What is your most hated car to work on?" I'd say this time and time again. It is Audi. I hate working on Audi. The worst. Audi is absolutely the worst designs that they have on them. They're so not straightforward. Audi is by far the worst car to work on. Volkswagen's not that bad, and I know a lot of you guys will say, "Oh, Volkswagen and Audi, they're the same thing." They're not the same thing. They may be the same company, whatever. They're not the same thing to work on. Two completely different, separate entities to work on. They're completely different. Volkswagen, you could kind of get within the rhythm, and like you're not as bad in certain things. Some Volkswagens are worse than others, but they're completely different to work on. Audi just takes it to another level of complete bull crap. It's just such a shitty put together car. The only thing that tops that one is Porsche. Porsche and Audi go hand in hand. Some Porsches can be better than Audi, but most of the time Porsches can be a headache to work on as well. I get why Porsche is like that because a lot of times they're not thinking about the mechanic. They're just thinking about the best engineering to get their car, the car to perform good or whatever. But Audi is absolutely the worst. Oh wow, I never heard of an EOS. All right. So like basically you hate German cars. Yeah, I pretty much hate German cars. I think the only other I hate some American cars are absolutely crap. I'm trying to think which the one I hate the most. Some Nissans I hate, they can be okay, but some Nissans I hate. Like, oh my god. Actually, some Nissans will be a pain in the butt for no reason. Like for example, Nissan Versa. Oh, you need to do spark plugs? Cool. You need to remove the exhaust manifold on a four cylinder. I mean exhaust manifold, intake manifold on the four cylinder just to get to the spark plugs. Something that should be so simple on a four cylinder car. No, it's not simple. And they do exactly the same thing on the Nissan Frontier. Same dumb crap. I hate it. So that I hate for Nissan. Any American cars I hate. Trying to think off the top of my head. American car I hate. I hate the freaking what is it? Chevy Terra? Is this Terrace? Terrain? Chevy Terrain. I hate the Terrains. They're a piece of crap. The Equinoxes are a piece of crap. Hate those cars. Yeah, horrible cars. DJ Elias says my 2005 Honda CRV cranks, turns over, tough misfire, change spark plugs, coils, still stalls after 5 minutes, idles fine, rough start. If it's a rough start, usually it's two things. One, do you have OEM ignition coils? Do you have OEM ignition coils and do you have proper spark plugs? Get the right spark plugs and the OEM ignition coils. Hondas can be sensitive to their ignition coils, so get OEM ignition coils. Get some Denso plugs. You can even get away with NGK plugs, but NGK or Denso are your best bet with Honda. And get some. I believe OEM for OEM coil packs will be Denso as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but start with that. Make sure you get good plugs and ignition coils, not the cheap Amazon crap. A lot of times that's your issue. Another thing you can do sometimes, like if it's having a tough time starting, like I'm trying to remember if it's in 2005. A lot of the times I see like the the crank position sensors start going bad. I don't remember if that's on the CRV though. I remember it's for the 2004 Honda Civics, they can do that. But yeah, I'd say start with that. If it's you're saying when it turns over tough and misfires, um, and stalls after 5 minutes. So yeah, I'd say I'd check the before you even look at the crankshaft piston sensor. Make sure you have OEM plugs and coil packs, and then make sure you don't have an intake leak or a vacuum leak. Make sure because a lot of the times at the intake hose, there's a small crack on the ribs of it. So make sure your intake hose is not cracked. Make sure you don't have any leaks. Do a leak down test. Spray around. Make sure it's not leaking and you don't have an intake leak. So yeah. Okay, Bernie Sandwich says test for lining up lug bolt wheels. Just an annoyance. So a lot of the time on some cars in your spare compartment, they'll give you a like long stud that you could actually screw in to your hub, and then you put the wheel on there, and it'll help you line it up. Some cars don't have that, so the best advice I can give you is tough it out. No, I'm joking. But I mean, it's just rough on 17 to 19-inch wheels because they're just heavy wheels. So for sure, make sure your rotor screw is in there. Because a lot of people remove the rotor screws, and that's a general pain in the butt. But most of the time, you just got to make sure it's straight, and then just try to get it on there center. It's hard, man, but that's what you have to deal with. If your car didn't come with that stud I'm telling you about, you can go online and buy a stud that'll help you line up the car. I mean, the wheel, and it's only like I think it's probably around 10 to 20 bucks, but it's worth the money. So yeah. Let me see if I met. Oh, I missed a lot of questions. My bad, guys. Let me see if I can catch up on the questions. Isn't Volkswagen Audi? Yes, Volkswagen is Audi, but they're completely engineered differently. Volkswagen's a little bit more friendlier when it comes to working and assembling them. Audi is a complete nightmare. They're engineered horribly, and they're just crap. They're just crap. Trust me, they're just crap. Solomon says Toyota exists, but therefore all else is obsolete. I agree. Caesar RT says, "Are you Arabic?" I'm not Arabic. I am Puerto Rican and Dominican. So yeah. I had a 2004 S4 with 170K. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Audis with 180K, 200K, but I'm saying after 200K, I don't see any Audis. Not at least that I've worked on. I don't see them like well maintained and going. I can easily see Audis up to 200K, but with problems. I just don't see them after 200K. Like I've seen BMWs go up to 300K. You know, I've seen maybe one Volkswagen go up to maybe above 200, but I just see that more often with Toyota, Mazda, Honda, even some Nissans. You know. Drive says Nissan Sentra would let me drive 20 miles per hour earlier today. After a couple hours, it drove normal. Any ideas of what could be? What's happening is your car's going into limp mode. You have to figure out why. So there might be like a position sensor going bad or a cam position sensor. Your car's going into limp mode and you have to figure out why. So try scanning the car and see what's going on. Josh says German cars are a pain, but they are fast and just over engineered. Yeah, I like German cars because they're smooth, man. They're smooth and they can go smoothly quick. I like German cars in that sense. I don't like working on them. You know, I love driving the BMW I had. Fun, smooth car. I love it. You know, Mad Dog. What mods should I do to my 350 small block? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't have a lot of experience with the 350 small block. I'm not much of an American car guy. You know, I wish I knew more about them. Anybody in the comment section chat can maybe help my buddy Mad Dog out. I just don't have a lot of information on them. 'Cause I don't work on them and modify them like that, you know? Yeah. Okay, let's see what's going on. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I'm like trying to read all the questions. I'm trying to catch up on the questions. Yeah, my bad. Guys, if you are joining the stream, be sure to smash that like button, answer the YouTube poll that I just put up, and drop any questions that you may have about your car, your buddy's car, your mom's car, tools that you're looking for, but you're not sure if you should get, what tool brands you're looking for, whatever it may be, go for it. Drop it down below. If you want your question expedited and put up to the very tippity top, drop a super chat. I just saw someone drop the super chat. I just missed it. Okay. Giraffe says, thank you, bro. No problem, man. But yeah, if you want your question expedited, be sure to drop a super chat. It'll push it to the top so I can see it. But again, just drop your questions. If I didn't answer it, just drop it again. All right, guys. So let me try to catch up with some of the questions. All right. Okay, so Digger next said, it's funny name. 1999 Toyota Camry just changed my lower control arms that came with new busing, sway bar link, still clunks when I accelerate. If it's clunking when you accelerate, it might be your motor mounts that are going bad. That happens a lot with those Toyotas. All right, let's see some questions I missed. Do I like motorbikes? Yes, I like bikes. I like them. However, I have a daughter, and I live in a very highly saturated traffic area, so I won't be getting into bikes like that. Maybe later in my life when I live in an area that's more like obsolete, there's not a lot of cars and this and that. Maybe I'll get into bikes, but it's just too high of a risk factor. Wouldn't want to leave my hi beautiful daughter, fatherless. So because people drive crazy, man. They don't see a biker and then they just crash. Hey, how's it going, honey? My daughter's 5. But yeah, so I like bikes, but won't be getting into one anytime soon. Hey, how's it going, Maximo? That's awesome that you're Puerto Rican and Dominican as well, bro. That's awesome, bro. Boricua, bro. Okay, Mike 8 says, how do you protect your tools from being stolen? Lock them up. Lock your tools up. So, get a box, make sure your box has a lock and key. Lock that up when you leave, you know? And then make sure you engrave your tools. I don't genuinely have that problem when I'm working at my job. Everyone's pretty, hey, everyone's pretty, you're so cute. No, it's all right. Everyone's pretty cool where I'm at, but yeah. All right. Vanilla says, yo, I've been watching for a while. How long have you been a mechanic for? I've been a mechanic for about 7 to 8 years already. So yeah, pretty got a decent amount of experience, but definitely a ways to go. Hi. Hi. It's so good. I doubt if I. Today says, thanks, good, Brian. No problem, man. I love Mercedes, but I hate working on them. Yeah, they're horrible to work on. And says, "Hey chat, Brian hopes this helps. Live stream helps." Yeah, man. Glad. Thanks for dropping a chat, bro. Okay, so Luigi says, "I want a Supra. Could get the final edition MK5, but I want a Japanese engine. Do you think it'd be best to wait? I heard the Mazda V8 was coming to the new Supras. This isn't. Luigi, I don't think it's the Mazda V8. It's the Mazda straight six that's coming into the Supra. I don't think it's not a V8. It should be a straight inline six cylinder. But I mean, I'd say it could be a while till that happens. I'd say just get the last final edition MK5, and then once a new one comes out, just sell it and get a new one. But I get it. You don't want the BMW engine, but a lot of you guys got to realize that Toyota teaming up with BMW was the best, smartest decision they could do. The Supra was an inline six, straight cylinder engine, and they don't make one, and the best people making a straight six engine is BMW. So that's the smartest thing they could have done, teaming up with BMW so they can get an inline six engine into the Supra. So I'd say get it. It's a really awesome car, awesome performance, really good car. So I'd say get it now and then, trade up later, sell it later. Caesar Ortiz says this dude's gonna end up being more well known than Scottish Kilmer one day. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it, man. Um, Kajel says, what limits have you found in the budget bi-directional scan tools like the X Tool A31, D7, ECT have, and are they worth it? I have the X Tool D7W, I believe. Honestly, in my opinion, there's two tools that I feel like are more worth the bang for your buck. So the Auto Maxicom 808S or MK808S is a really awesome scan tool. It's about $383 with the Amazon discount, and it's really awesome. Like that's a scan tool I use for every car, BMW, Mercedes, everything. Well, actually, I haven't used that one on Mercedes. Thankfully, because I don't like working on Mercedes like that. But man, that car's awesome. I use it daily. My favorite scan tool to use, and it's really worth the money. They have upgraded versions of that tool. Mine's a little bit of older version, but it's an awesome tool. So I highly recommend you getting that scan tool. It's a little bit on the pricey side. Now, if you want another scan tool, I'm gonna do a video on it. It's the Think Car. Forgot which one it is. I forgot which one it is, but I'm gonna be doing a video on it, and I think it's really worth it. It's nice. It's Bluetooth. It's cool. Another one I could think of that's cheap and affordable, not as diagnostic like deep, but like really convenient. It's King Bullen E-Diag Elite. That one's like $100, maybe under $100, and it does full system scans like the engine, transmission. I think it does ABS, it does airbag, it does a lot of those things. It does like actuation functions, it does service functions. You can save like the service history and stuff in it. Um, you get live data reads on it, and it's portable. It's literally the you plug it into the car, and then you use the app on your phone. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. Here, one second. Ugh. Woo. How's it going, man? Oh, no. No, no, no. Oh, shit. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. All right, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know that was coming today. All right, man. Appreciate it, bro. All right, man. Have a good one. Hi, beautiful. All right, guys. Ah, I'm back. I just got my I'm setting up I gotta set up the internet on my because I moved into this place, so I gotta set up internet in my place. The new modem just came in because my other modem apparently is not working. So I can set up my internet now. So that's my awesome neighbor gave me that. So all right, let me figure out where I'm at. But yeah, the E-Diag King Bolin, that one's nice. It's under $100 and it's really worth it. Dude is scared Brian. Love you, dude. Appreciate it, man. All right, let me catch up on the comments. I know I missed a lot. On PC, please. Wait, what? Cricket video. Wait, what were you saying? PC cricket or cricket video? Not sure what you meant. All right, let me catch up with the comments. Sorry, guys, if I didn't get to your comment. I just have a lot of chat coming in. But be sure to hit the like button. If I didn't get to your question, ask it again. Right now, I'm kind of scrolling through the chat to see what I missed. Yeah, Kristen, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the saying that. I'm glad I got a new place. So yeah. Uh, so I'm just reading these comments, guys. Marnix, just ask your question again, and I'll definitely try to get to it on the TV. What do you mean on the TV? Um, uh, okay, Mr. Glock, what do you mean by your AC liner? What are you referring to? Your AC liner from your? I can't take out the AC liner from a radiator. Not sure what you're referring to when you mean by that. I was about to start yours. Where is it? You gotta just Marnix, just ask it again, so I don't have to scroll all the way up because everything's getting buried. Should I spend $1,000 on a Snap-on socket set? No, please do not do that. There's plenty of other options out there. Way more options out there. I mean, type of socket set is it? Is it like 10 through 36? Like, what's a socket set? But no, $1,000 is overkill. Do not do that. It's a waste of money. Okay, Marnique says I bought a Mini R56 and had an oil leak. The company said to fix it, but they didn't manage. Wait, the company said to fix it, but they didn't manage to fix it so far. Should I keep it or sell it or try to fix it? I bought it for 4,000 euros. An R56, a Mini R56? Are you saying a Mini Cooper? Like, what kind of car is that? Sorry, I'm not familiar with the chassis codes for those cars. What year? What year is it? The full make, year, and everything, so I can kind of give you an opinion on it and how many miles it has. Add one to. Wait, hold on. Okay, so Mr. Glock 5 says, I'm trying to replace a transmission on a Lincoln Navigator, but the AC liner won't come off. Are you referring to like the AC line, like the line where it meets to one thing? You take the 10 millimeter bolt and you're trying to separate that that connection. Is that what you're trying to say? Like, what are you referring to? SAH. It's not going to work if you do that. Adding Freon won't really help your case. You got to fix the high pressure line. Offense and deep chrome. Yeah, no, Chapter Table, I'd say go with a different brand. It's just overkill, you know? You can get a lot of good socket sets for way under, even under 500, you know what I mean? And I'm talking from different good brands, you know? I definitely wouldn't do that. Snap-on's kind of overkill. $1,000 for a socket set like that, not worth it. I'm trying to think of some good recommendations I can give you off the top of my head, but I'm sure even Mac is way cheaper than that, and that's Mac. Mac usually, they're kind of expensive as well. But yeah, I would not get damn $1,000 is a lot, bro. Personally, I wouldn't. I feel like there's plenty of better ones to go with that. If you're looking for like reputable cheap brands, there's Vim Tools, there's Gear Wrench, there's I think Astro even sells stuff. Astro. I'm trying to think of some other. I'm drawing a blank at some of the brands. I think even Cornwall has some good sets that are cheaper than that. I just know Snap-on is pricing the heck out of them. Sorry, I can't think of any good alterations to that or different suggestions. Um, okay, manual one, R56 2008. Hold on. Okay, so you should keep the R56 if it's not leaking from a major spot. And if you're able to work on cars yourself and you're very like, able to work on cars yourself, I'd say go for it. I'd say keep the car, put money into it. 4,000 not that bad. And do it. But if it's leaking from somewhere major, then no. If you're going to be a little bit over your head and you're not sure if you can tackle the job and it's too big of a job, then maybe not. But yeah, I mean, it's just an oil leak. Most of the time, it's not that big of a deal. Just go ahead and tackle it. It's just tackle it. So yeah, I'd say keep it. Just do the research and try to repair it yourself, man. All right, let me read all the comments. All right, Caesar Ortiz says, "Can you go into detail about how you got started and how the last 8 years of experience has been?" I mean, I said this one for a bit, a couple times, but like, I basically got started because I had a project car, a 1989 Toyota Corolla. Um, It wasn't running at all. It was kinda smashed in the front, stuff like that. It was my first car, and I was determined to get it running. It was supposed to be a parts car for my brother, and I took it with my dad, and we started fixing on it. We replaced the distributor, the ignition coils, the distributor cap, the fuel pump, and it was a mechanical fuel pump, so that was really cool. And I just started working on that, and then, and then eventually once I got it running, I had to do an alternator and stuff like that. So I learned how to work on cars from my dad in the beginning, and everything. And then I was poor, I didn't have a lot of money. So all of the repairs I had to do on the car, like later when I started driving it, I had to do myself. I couldn't pay a mechanic to do it. I didn't have money. Even when I was working, I didn't have a lot of money. So I did all the repairs myself. And the more I worked on cars, the more I started getting into cars and I went the path of becoming a mechanic. So, I started working on, other people's cars, my cars, family cars, people's cars, coworkers' cars. And then as I was doing that, I did a trade school. I went to LTI, which is an automotive college. And while I was studying there, I was working at Pep Boys as an auto tech. And I did the usual, tires, battery, brakes, stuff like light stuff, very light stuff at that place, while I was studying. And then while I was doing both of those, I was also doing side work. I was doing like a good amount of side work, and then having to work on my own car. So I started learning little by little. I went to Puerto Rico sometimes, and when I went to Puerto Rico, my grandfather is a master mechanic, so he taught me a lot of, there was only a few times I went over there, but in general, he kind of taught me the basis of, if you don't have the right tools, make do with what you got. And going to Puerto Rico and working on a car with not having all the tools, it kind of taught me like, wow, I really gotta make do with what I got. So there was that. And then anyway, after the college and bit at Pep Boys, I went and became I mean Pep Boys. Oh, it's not even Pep Boys. Why I say Pep Boys? Sears. I was at Sears. I was an auto tech at Sears. After after I was auto tech at Sears, I became a mechanic at Sears while still finishing up trade school. Finished trade school, became a mechanic at Pep Boys. Um, while doing side work and everything, so I was flat rate at Pep Boys. It was a lot of bullshit at that place. It was really bad. It was really bad. And that's when I started doing the most side work I've done in a while. I left there, became a mechanic at a different shop, a smaller shop, but we got a lot of work. So we got Audi's, Volkswagen, BMW. Well, no, not BMW. We got Mini Cooper. We never got BMW over there. Um, Ford, Chevy, pretty much every car you can name, I've done. And we were doing crazy big jobs. And I just kind of learned as I went. I was working at a shop, but I was also doing side work and doing jobs for other people and doing my own work. So I learned through different avenues. I learned from trade school. I've learned from my father, from my grandfather, from my uncle who's a master mechanic. I've learned from doing it on my personal car. I've learned from being an auto tech, from being a mechanic at Pep Boys, being a mechanic at Sears, being a mechanic at a small shop, being at Toyota. Like I've learned and gained a lot of experience just from different avenues. So you know, it's been I remember first joining into the automotive industry, and you know, thinking back, I'm like, how did I do half the stuff? Because I know way, way, way more than I do back from back then. And right now I feel like I'm a veteran. Like I feel like I have a lot of experience on so many different jobs on so many cars. There's still a lot I got to learn. But I feel like today's Garrett Bryan is like a monster compared to the when I first started. I didn't know jack shit when I first started. So yeah. All right, that was a long drawn out question. Gary Lee says, uh, so wait, what? Are you talking to me, Gary? I'm not sure if you're talking to me, Gary, because you said Gary. All right, let me catch up on other questions. No problem, Primo. Yeah, question. I should definitely start that. That'd be really cool. Honestly, like it's funny because before I started getting big on YouTube, I was also thinking like as I do this YouTube stuff, I'm like, it'd be cool, like, mechanics are okay, but I feel like I'd really love teaching people, like being at a university and not even a university, but anything, just teaching people how to work on cars. I love doing that. So it would be cool to teach people out of college or something, automotive, but not just teach them automotive by the book. Teach them, hey, you guys, you're gonna work on cars. You're gonna kick your butt. They're gonna be rushy. They're not gonna go as planned. It's gonna hold you back, and you got to think in different avenues. And then boom, 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 boom. Just tell them different avenues and ways on how to tackle a problem, how to size up the car you're working on, and how to strategically do a job the fastest, most efficient, and safest way. So I definitely would be happy to do college, if it's my own school or being at a school. Oh, nice. I didn't know Scanner Danner worked at YouTube as well. Let's see any questions you miss. All right, so I'm just looking at some of the questions I may have missed. Sorry, guys. I know there's a lot of questions. I can only get to so many. My favorite car, Phoenix, is in 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR in Bayside Blue. Beautiful car. That and then 1989 Toyota Corolla A92 Coupe GTS or GTZ. Yeah. Chapter table says, do I need half inch sockets and chrome and impact, or can I? No. Chapter table. Just for now, just get away with the half inch impact sockets. You're going to be able to get away with that because you're mainly going to be using that for your half inch impact gun. And if you need to use it for, let's say, your breaker bar half inch or for your other half inch, you can get away with the impact until you can get the chrome, you know? And, I just suggest doing impact half inch first. Then when you get the money, get the half inch chrome later. Don't get the half inch chrome first. Online marine. No, I don't work on semi trucks, but it definitely would be interesting to do that. Space Cowboy says I love being a driveway mechanic. Yeah, I've been a driveway mechanic as well. I used to do mobile mechanic work a lot, so it's fun. Mr. Bob, no, an impact driver does not do the same as a gun. Impact gun is a lot stronger, a lot different. Impact drivers are a lot less torquey, a lot less power, but quicker. So two completely different things. What's your favorite Jackson brand to your least favorite brand? Hmm. I liked Harbor Freight until they came out with that recall. Now, if I get Harbor Freight, I'd say get Daytona. But I mean, I'd still get Harbor Freight. I don't know. I'd just rather get Daytona. I'd even trust Hyper Tough a little bit more than Harbor Freight for now. I don't know. That's just me. I forgot the other brands off the top of my head, in my opinion. Block of wood stands. No, that's crazy. What is a good budget impact gun? A good budget impact gun. Um, Tell me your budget. Give me a budget so I can work with, and then I'll suggest because my budget might be different from your budget. So tell me a budget for you. What's the highest? What's the highest amount of money for a budget impact gun? Because yeah, Solomon says it. CC is good to an extent. CC is good to an extent. For the price, yes. Is it the best? No. But for the price, yes. It's a good thing for your buck. But there's definitely better options. I'll tell you that. I haven't used airbag jacks. I've been hesitant to use airbag jacks in my opinion. Hercules, I trust more, but like 150, yes. I'm really broke. So I have two suggestions. DC makes some good impact guns. Robust True does as well. Technically, these are almost the same. They technically use a brand the same. It's called I think Beeline Motors or some crap. I forgot what it is. But Robust True and CC are good, very cheap impact guns. Now I got to make another video on it, but there's a half inch impact gun from Robust True that's better than the CC one, and it has I believe like around 700 torque, and I remember it was like 150 and under. It had to be like $130. Really powerful gun. It's 700 torque. I mean foot pounds of torque. But even if it's less than that, even if it doesn't measure up to the 700, it's a pretty powerful impact gun that can get a lot done. Now, there's one that's more expensive, the CC. I believe that one's almost 900 foot pounds, but that one's more expensive. I think it's almost at 200. But yeah, I definitely recommend CC and Robust True. I have no experience with the Harbor Freight, but a lot of people swear by the Harbor Freight Hercules. So maybe try it out. Ingersoll Rand for impact guns is awesome. Oh yeah, if you have Air Ingersoll Rand, you can get a very good one that has like 600 foot-pounds of torque for around under 100 on like eBay. Really awesome impact gun. Do you work for your own side? Yeah, no, I work at a shop. I work for someone else. Sorry guys, I'm just reading all those questions. Caesar Ortiz, what are your thoughts on flipping cars for a living? It's yay or nay. It's hard. It's fun and hard at the same time because sometimes you're going to get lemons. Sometimes you're going to get a car. Let's say you flip a car, you flip a Toyota, you buy for okay, you flip it for 2,000 or 2,500. Awesome, right? And then you get another car, and let's say you buy it, and it's another Toyota or a Honda, and you get it, and it's absolute lemon. You think, oh, that's easy, easy flex here, easy flex there, and then after you test drive it, it throws a valve or this or that. Now you're underwater 500 or you're underwater completely. So it can be rough. You got to know the cars by heart. You really got to know exactly what you're buying, the exact common issues that you usually have, and when you're buying the flip car, you got to make sure it's exactly how much money you can make and what's the market for it. But it's definitely doable. You just got to get really good at it. You got to get really strategic at it. But it's definitely doable. I was getting into it. I flipped a couple cars, but I definitely don't do it for a living. My uncle is really good at flipping cars. He's really good at flipping cars. He has fun doing it. So definitely something fun to do. Milwaukee Best Electric. Yeah, Milwaukee is really good. It's just out of a lot of people's budgets. But yeah, Milwaukee's really awesome. Bro love Japanese car. um ugh. There's any tips on how to extract a camber bolt that's truss welded to a metal liner on an inside control arm bus? That's gonna be really rough. Your only way out is getting one of those big tank, I forgot what the gas tank torches, and heating that thing until it gets very hot and then trying to like cap it out or something. Otherwise, you're gonna have to cut that thing out, man. It's hard. That thing is really it's hard to get those things out. Yeah, that's what it's called. I forget the name for it. Yeah, yeah, that type of torch. Yes. Mike says, "What is your dream supercar?" My dream supercar is like a 2023, 2025, whatever, 2023 Porsche Turbo S. Really love those cars. Absolutely beautiful car. So getting a Turbo S, absolutely love it. I want to get one of those. So yeah, getting like one of the newer Turbo S's. Definitely on my car to get list. Caesar Ortiz says Patreon or merch coming soon. I have merch already out, so if any of you guys are interested in any of the merch that I have merch in the on my link on my link tree on my YouTube channel profile. So it's on my it's in my YouTube channel description. So click into that link where it says, tools that I have or whatever. If you scroll down, you'll find my merch eventually. And it's even in my YouTube channel description in general. So yeah, I have merch already. I gotta update the merch to better designs at the moment, but I still have some cool designs. I have one of my favorite designs. It's like when you guys I know a lot of you guys do it, but when you guys go to the junkyard and you like have fuses in your pocket or like bolts in your pocket, and then you just walk out with them. And then on the shirt, it's like four fuses on it, and then it's like pockets ain't pockets ain't empty, cuz. like from the Fast and the Furious. That quote was really funny. Love your content, by the way. Keep up what you're doing. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Ann says, Brian, do you hate Teslas? Yes, I do not like Teslas. I feel like they're a waste of a car. I mean, I just don't like people buying them because they're just not a good car. Like they're a good car maybe if you have a house and you have a other cars and you're just using it to stroll around town. Fine, get a Tesla. But a lot of people get a Tesla and it's the stupidest thing. They get it for the stupidest oh, I'm gonna get a daily driver. I drive a lot of miles. I'll just get a Tesla. Waste of a car, bro. Don't get a Tesla. If you're gonna get a Tesla, you have other cars, and it's just a spare car that you're going to be driving around town, or you just don't drive often, and you have a house, and you barely put miles on it, and you're just going for a stroll. Because the range on them is like, oh, guys, like if you guys run out of gas, oh, the nearest gas station's 3 miles away. If you run out of electric on a Tesla, it's so annoying. Now you're stressing that you're 40, the nearest station, charge station is 40 miles away, and you only have 20 miles. It's really stupid. So don't get a Tesla. Is CC the budget brand form of Walmart? I feel like CC is better than Walmart's Hyper Tough, in my opinion. But yeah, Hyper Tough for Walmart can be pretty decent. So can their Heart brand as well. But yeah. What do you mean by sleigh trucks, Caesar? Allie, I've been renting for about 8 years. 7 to 8 years. Yeah, that happens all the time, Space Cowboy. Yeah, definitely check out the merch, Brandon. Jake said, I just want to say I love your work. I'm fairly new tech, 8 months, and your tips and tricks are excellent. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, bro. Thanks, King Harris, for saying you love the videos. Teslas and where they source their battery materials are destroyed major acreage. Teslas are ugly and have no character. Front end look like Kermit the Frog. Yeah, they really do. And not only that, but there's just crappy interior material. Thanks, bro, for loving the videos, man, and the tips. And yeah, I'm really glad you use them all the time, man. All right, let's. Yeah, they definitely work. Trust me. All the tips and tricks I show you guys is from firsthand. I've done them. I've learned them on my own, or I saw someone do it, or someone taught me, and it's real life experience. I'm not just showing you to show it. Hey. Here, one second, guys. My daughter wants me to blow bubbles. Here, one second. Let me go. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. Hi, baby. We're gonna go. Let me get the bubbles. You're so cute. Where are your bubbles at? Hi, baby. Okay. All right. Let me see. We get the look of disgust. That's funny. The bubbles. Hi. My daughter wants to play with bubbles right now. Okay. Gamer says thank you because of you. I got motivated to start doing DIY more often, and it's got easier. Nice, man. No problem. Happy to help. Carlos says, what would you use to loosen a screw that has the head broken off and still has a decent amount of thread sticking out? A lot of people would try to use vice grips, but in my opinion, if it's that tight, it's most likely not going to come out with vice grips. That's just my opinion. Personally, I don't think it will. Now, what I would do is you got two options, okay? What I would do is if you have a welder and you have room, I weld a nut to it, and get the bolt cherry hot in general, and then break it loose. Otherwise, again, you could try getting vice grips, but most of the time it'll just snap off. If it snaps off, again, just get a nut, weld a nut to it, then you'll be good to go. But that's pretty much your best way to go about it. If you have a lot of room to get that stud out, put two nuts on the bolt and then tighten them together, like together. And then on the outer one, you're gonna get a wrench or a socket. And before you try to break it loose again, heat up the stud really, 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 really hot, and then break it loose, and it might just come loose. What are some ways to get into mechanics professionally? There's multiple ways to get into it. There's a schooling route, but if you don't have a lot of money and you don't want to waste a lot of money in general, wouldn't recommend it. But if you really want to, definitely highly recommend going for it. But there's plenty of ways to get into it. Um, Sorry, there's something like on my under my finger. Um, Hi, what's wrong? Here, one second, guys. What's up, baby? Give me a minute, 1 second. Hi, baby. What's wrong? Hi. Alina. Oh, girl. Aliana. Hold on, baby. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. But yeah, so there's a schooling route that you could take for getting to be a mechanic professionally. You could just become an apprentice in general. So become an apprentice to the local shop. Start as a lube tech or automotive technician. Work your way up to a mechanic at a dealership or at a shop or at a Pep Boys, whatever it may be. There's so many different avenues. You could start being a mold mechanic, start doing side work and then be a mobile mechanic. You can There's plenty of avenues to go. You know what I mean? Just getting experience in general under your belt is the best thing you can do when becoming a professional mechanic. Brian, did you blow bubbles when you were younger? Yes, yes, I did. I was a bubble blower. Garrett Funk says, Brian, you have helped me so much with your test. Thank you for sharing these stuff. No problem, man. Once you junkyard today, they said they pay $400 for a junker car. Yeah. Nice, Space Cowboy. I'm glad I gave you an inspiration, bro. On up Civic says, hey, Brian, no questions, but I start college for automotive in 2 weeks. Wish me good luck. Hey, awesome, man. Congrats, bro. Congrats. Hold on. I think I have, I'm trying to, here, hold on. I got to show you something. Ah, okay. I'm still getting moved in because I just got into this new place right now. But this is my book from when I went to automotive college. Really big, beefy book, but it's really nice. So if you get your textbook, keep it so you can kind of review all this stuff. It's really cool. If you got one, definitely get it. It's automotive technology, CDX automotive. Really awesome book that kind of goes through. This is really heavy, by the way. That goes through pretty much everything they could think of, every like engine repair, automotive transmission, manual transmission, steering and suspension, brakes, electronic, heating, air conditioning, engine performance. Even what? I didn't even know there's a diesel engine section in here. It's dope. and heavy. And then yeah, it's really cool because it goes into like service bulletins and body designs and all this dumb stuff and proper jack safety left procedure and compression testing. Really good book. But highly recommend it. It's really heavy. But yeah, good luck on school, bro. 2 weeks, that's awesome. My best advice to give you is pay attention. When I was going to automotive college, trust me, I was messing around so much because I was really young. Um, I was fresh out of freaking high school. I went straight there, and I was messing around a lot. Like I started getting serious later in through the college, but I was doing a lot of crazy stuff. We were on break, on lunch break, we were drag racing in the parking lot. When it was winter, we were drifting and everything. We did street races around on lunch break and stuff. We did car shows on lunch break. It was really fun, bro. But yeah, so definitely pay attention. That's the most important thing that you can do. You want to take home all the principles and fundamentals and stuff. Don't worry about the experience. You're gonna get all that experience when you're working in the job. Everyone, when they're in college or whatever, or starting out, they're worried about experience and this and that and blah blah blah. Working on cars. Get the fundamentals and the hard stuff down now, and it will make you a better mechanic when you're a mechanic working on cars and gaining actual experience. But you want to get the fundamentals and basics down now, and then worry about the rest later. Brian, do you, how do you remove a locking key lug nut? I actually have a video. Look up Gearhead Brian wheel lock or how to remove wheel lock or whatever, and most likely you're gonna find a video because I've done like two, three, or four videos on it already. So just look it up. Backyard internet mechanic here. Enjoy your tips, dude. Thanks, bro. Well, I appreciate it. Samuel says, love your specialty tool videos. Do you have any tips on how to remove diesel injectors for a small Euro car? Honestly, I don't have any tips. I mean, I need tool tips for that. I don't work on diesel lights. Yeah, I don't work on diesel a lot, so I don't really have too much experience with that, man. I'm so sorry. No, I've not seen those videos, Mike H. Fair stream, let's go. All right, Junior. I'm from Puerto Rico. I mean, I'm Dominican, Puerto Rican, but I'm from Illinois. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on this. HP, I make $0 from live streaming. This is just to help you guys out. I literally make nothing. That would be nice. The only money I ever make is if you guys give me a super chat. So right now I'm at $2 for a super chat, but I don't make any genuine money from this live stream. That'd be nice though. It's true. If I did, bro, I'd be like, I mean, I do it for you guys, but I'm saying like I'd be live streaming 24 hours if I made like a lot of money and stuff like that. But I don't make money on these live streams. These live streams are just to help you guys out, answer your questions, and genuinely to just hang out and have fun with you guys. So it's just to answer your questions, have fun, talk shop, you know, talk to you guys. You guys talk to me because I don't really get to talk to you guys other than being in the comment section. So yeah. Love your short form. Chip says, love your short form videos. Thank you. I learned a lot from you. That's awesome. Yeah, Honda Civic. It's a thick bug. Are you Indian origin? No, I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. I read it. That's funny. Oh, thanks, HPMless. Yeah, I mean, I just have a passion for. I love teaching people how to work on cars. Like, genuinely love teaching people. I get excited when the new guy or my coworker or my brother or my dad or my uncle or my friend asks me for advice on like doing something or they can't get a bolt out or this or that. I just love teaching people that. So that's why I like doing this for you guys. Um Yo, finally caught you, bro. What's up, everyone? How's it going, bro? All right, guys. As Yak Person says, be sure to hit the like button. Tools are cheap. Yes. Located in Illinois, Thomas. On the Civic. Nice, bro. No problem. And I'm glad you're putting it all into tech. What do I recommend for my getting Harbor Freight? Anything. minus Pittsburgh's ratcheting mechanisms, absolute crap. But get a manual impact driver, get a 2-ton jack, get some decent jack stands, preferably the 2 tons or higher, or not even the Daytonas. Get the Daytona jack stands. Um, their pliers are good, their icon wrenches are good, their icon ratchets are good, their icon ratcheting wrenches are good, extended wrenches are good. Really like them. Jared Bryan, you're the man. Thanks, bro. LV says, yo, Brian, fellow mechanic here. Keep up the good videos, man. No lie, you're going places. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, HP sucks sometimes, but I'm just glad to be here with you guys nonetheless. Hey, Brian, watching a while, just subscribe. Nice, bro. Thanks for subscribing. HP says, appreciate the knowledge, man. You're a good man. Appreciate it, bro. What made you start posting content, Brian? Honestly, a lot of things. So, you know, yeah, a lot of things made me start posting content. I got into help, like I started content like I think I started in 2020 with YouTube, and I only started this channel in 2022 when my daughter was born. So I kind of started because um, I just always wanted to help people. And when I first started, I was just showing people how to work on a specific car, which was a 1982 Corolla. I was helping people, but my friend, one of my best friends, was saying, "Man, you need to go more broad. You need to reach more people because this car's too specific." And then that kind of clicked something in my head, especially when my friend, when I had a coworker that was that was my friend. Now he kept asking me questions on how to do a job and how to do this and how to do that. And I thought it was second nature. I thought a lot of the tips and tricks I was showing him, everyone knew, and it was nothing special. And the more I showed him, and he said, "Hey, man, this is cool. Like I never knew this trick. Or I never knew this." Um, yeah. So it was it kind of clicked in my head that I was like, "Hey, you know what? A lot of people don't know these tips and tricks. I thought everyone knew. I thought the world knew. So let me show other people so they don't have to struggle like I struggled." Or in general, even there's just a lot of mechanics that don't know tricks that can help them speed up their time for flat rate, for doing jobs on their own. When I was young and I had to work on my own car, no one taught me tricks. Only sometimes I learned tricks from people I knew, but not all the time. So that's kind of what helps me get into it. Hope it helps, bro. No, John Doe, I don't do. I avoid doing drain and fills on high mileage transmission when I can. Only when it's just that drastic, I'll change out the filter and do a drain and fill. But most of the time, we just avoid doing them until we have to. Hey, how's it going, Matt? I can't say your name, but you're literally are helping people and newbies. I wish I had videos like yours back in the 90s. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, Brian, Bubbles has been in the neighborhood looking for you. That's so funny. All right, so shit. I was. Can I pin this? That's hilarious. Chip says my favorite dad joke was I knew a guy who was addicted to brake fluid. He said he could stop anytime. That's really funny. I got to screenshot that. That's funny. HP says, how do you feel about artificial technology taking over the car industry? Um, guys, okay, so when it comes to AI and advanced stuff, what we just got to do is take advantage of what we can. You know what I mean? So it's AI and stuff like that's always going to be there. There's always certain things are going to try to take over, but just be able to utilize the tools to your advantage and just be ahead of the game. That's just what it is, the best that we can do. You know what I mean? We can't really stop anything that's coming. We just gotta adapt a lot more than the next mechanic. That's all there is to it, you know. A lot of stuff that we do can't be replaced, like finding out these tough situations when a bolt's rusted and needs to come out, or this and that, or diagnostics. It's just way deeper. So I wouldn't be worried that we're going to be replaced by AI or be replaced by artificial intelligence. Just utilize the best tools to your advantage right now, and that's the best thing we can do right now. Uh Sofian says, "How long did it take you to get off the Lubrac and become a tech, and how?" I'm trying to remember how long it took me. I think it took me a year. I think it took me a year, but I don't blame them because when I first started. I thought I was a sit, but I was such a newbie, and I understand why it took me so long. It's just I was such a newbie. But honestly, what I did was I just busted my butt off. I got quick with everything that I was doing. I asked questions. I don't know. It's not the same with everything because just because you bust your butt off and work hard doesn't mean you're gonna instantly be promoted to tech. But the best thing that you can do is communicate to the master mechanic and techs that you are in your shop. Communicate to the service advisor. Communicate to your boss. Communicate to everybody and be like, "Hey, I'm serious about this. I want to be a tech, and I'm going to be a tech. I want to be a big tech, and then just bust your ass off. And that's the best way that you can go ahead and become and work your way up to being a mechanic or a tech." Um, OBR builds exotics. Thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it, bro. He says he has a 2013 Hyundai Santa, I think Santa Fe V6 crank position. Wait. Crankshaft position, cam shaft position, correlation bank to an intake, replace all sensors and still not lock. OBR, all of those sensors that you replace, is it OEM? It needs to be OEM. It can't be aftermarket crap or anything. It has to be OEM. So go get the OEM, crank position sensor, cam position sensor, um, in general. Now, am I saying that's completely your issues? No. But what I'm saying in general, when you're replacing parts, do not go for the aftermarket crap. Yes, it's cheaper significantly, but don't go for the oh yeah, it's all OEM. Just finished rebuilding an engine. Nice. Okay, so it is OEM. Um. So okay, so you replace the crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, bank two sensor, intake, replace all sensors, still not lock. So are you just getting all the codes for it? Is that what's going on? Like you got codes for it, that's why you replaced it? What's the story as to why you replaced all those? And do you have a higher end scanner that you scan to like genuinely see if this is what's going on with the car and see the readings on the crankshaft position sensor and a camshaft position sensor and to see what's going on with your bank two sensor? Check those spark plugs, make sure you get a clean white blue spark. I need help with a sorry, guys, I'm just reading some of the comments before he answers back. Your advice always helps. No problem, man. Yeah, thanks again for the super chat, OBR. But yeah, just answer my question. Do you have a advanced scanner? Seabass says, who do you who do you like the most, Chris Fix or Scotty Kilmer? I say Chris Fix. Really like his style of videos, and they're very thorough, and I like them. You know what I mean? Like, essentially, doing I like doing more realistic videos on, hey, you work in the Rust Belt and you're going to run into shit. But I like how thorough Chris Fix is. So I like doing, hey, this is what you can run into. And Chris Fix really gets into thorough videos. Scotty Kilmer's cool. He gets into it very quickly. So I like that Scotty Kilmer gets into it quickly. But I like Chris Fix's in-depth videos, and in my opinion. Um, Munch, thanks for the super chat. He says any common problems on the 3U RFE 5.7 Toyota V8. I'm not too familiar with that engine. What year is that one? I'm more familiar with the two what is it? The 2GR 2GFER. I always forget it. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with it. What year is that? OBCR says getting power to all the sensors. Someone said the timing ain't. That's what I was afraid of. That maybe you're just not into correct timing. Did you time it yourself? And some cars you have to do a certain timing procedure. Not only do you have to get into stop dead center, but you got to make sure all the timing marks are good. And then sometimes you even have to put the computer into a timing mode. And even on some old cars, I remember on my old Toyota when I did put into timing, I had to jump two connectors just so I can get into the timing. Essentially timing, like how do I explain it? Just so I could get into the timing zone or whatever just so I could get it into time. So you got to look up the proper timing procedures, and you got to make sure that thing's in timing, especially because you can mess up some stuff if it's not in the correct timing, bro. Munch, thank you, bro, for helping out. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, as the acquisition says, thanks, bro. Getting power to all sensors. Someone said the issue is timing, but I don't know which way to proceed if there's anything to check sensors more properly. Yeah, I rebuilt the entire engine myself, and there's no procedure for timing. I do a ton of cars. This is the only SUV I've had an issue with. There's no procedure with timing. Interesting. Hold on. 2013 Santa Fe. Personally, I haven't done a 2013 Santa Fe. And you're certain that it's in correct timing? Like it's in every single timing mark, and it's not off by two, and it's at top dead center? Rebuild the engine. The only code I have. Reload the engine, download what I have. I had the ops out and the top down smart. I checked the live data and also did a multimeter check. Yeah, I agree, Jay. I really agree. Oh, Scott Kilmer said the power source and we feel bad, but I think he thought I was talking about the 6.0. No problem, Jim. I'm glad it helps. Yeah, I rebuilt it in time. HP says if your RPM gauge has movement, your CKP is fine. Do you do any kind of racing stuff? Chris, yes, I do. I'm going to be doing some track racing with my friend. I'm taking a 2004 Mazda RX-8 that I own to the track and going to be racing with my friend. And he has a 2004 Mazda RX-8, and my buddy has a 2013 or 2015 sign up for us that he's going to be racing with us. So yeah, I do track racing. So yeah, we're going to be hopefully doing that next month. But yeah. LBR, yeah, the timing is certainly good. No misfires. There's nothing. The only code I is this. Hmm. Hey, OBR, OBR, do you have an Instagram or a Facebook? Do you have either one that you can message me on? Let me know. Mike Hawks, thanks for the super chat, bro. I really, really appreciate it, bro. Helps a lot. Thank you guys for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Worst snake oil products. In my opinion, a lot of the fuel injector cleaner stuff doesn't help. It's just not strong enough to really clean out those injectors. A lot of time you have to get like you got to take them out and really put them through one of the injector cleaner machines and get cleaning products into them to really clean out that crap, man. Because it's just you need a lot to clean out those injectors, and not only that, but you need a lot to clean out the carbon buildup on the top of your piston. So a lot of that, like, oh, it's going to clean the top of your piston stuff. It's kind of a lot of crap. There are some stuff or some products that are good. I can't name them off the top of my head, but a lot of that stuff sucks. But yeah, Lucas products. I love Lucas products. They're really good products. I love Lucas. I really, really love it. So I definitely recommend Lucas stuff. Really quick. OBR builds, message me on both. Don't do just one, both. So on Facebook, message me on Gearhead Brian Auto Hub, message me on there. And on Instagram, message me on Gearhead Brian, message on both. Say this exact thing that you're having and send pictures. And then I'm gonna help you more in depth right there. And I actually have a friend that might be able to help me a little bit more with that. So I can kind of help you out with that. Going back to my cock, yeah, the other worst snake oil products, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's definitely the fuel injector products. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. That's complete crap. Oh my god, a lot of the only one I had luck with, but most of them, the head gasket fixes. Guys, that's not gonna fix your head gasket. Yes, it'll help limp your car until you can fix it, but it's not gonna fix it. It's not gonna fix your head gasket. You need to replace the head gasket. So don't get that stuff. I think there's brands called Blue Devil or whatever. They can help limp it. Some people have luck that it never, never. They ran it for like 100,000 miles, and the head gasket issue never came back. But guys, don't do that. Like the radiator repair, the head gasket like sealer, the radiator sealer stuff. It just clogs up your radiator. It clogs up the cooling passages in your engine sometimes. It's just crap. Don't do that. It really messes up engines sometimes. And then also with like the engine like oil sealers or the and stuff like that. A lot of them they don't help seal oil leak. They'll still leak oil. You're gonna be leaking oil. So I all of that snake oil products I highly don't like. But yeah, Lucas is amazing. Hello from Michigan. How's it going, Dennis, bro? That's awesome, man. Yeah, I have good experience with Lucas. Okay, OBR, get a list of things to send. So send me a list of what year, again, the year of the car. So the year and make of the car. Send me pictures of the code. If you can, maybe send a video of the live data, but that might not be important for now. You don't have to send the videos of that, but definitely send me the make, model of the car. Send me your name, obviously. If you have a different name on there, be like, hey, this is OBR from the live stream. I sent you a super chat. We talked about this. You told me to message you. I'm gonna remember. I get a lot of people messaging me, but I usually remember with stuff like this. But yeah, just send me the year of your car, the issue that you're having, and then pictures of the codes and stuff, and then we'll go further into it. But yeah, send me a both on mess on Facebook and Instagram, and then I'll help you out, bro. Again, I really appreciate the super chat, guys, for both of you guys. Brian, my ethnicity is I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Dominican. Slacks is I don't even work on cars, but your videos are addictive. Thanks, bro. Also, specific issue with the Hyundai V6, I have been it has been a nightmare. The dealer gave up to not only me, but there have been a few other people who have replaced the engine and a lot of things because of this. Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of. I've had a friend who had a friend that had their exact Hyundai, same thing. The engine V6 gave up and had a lot of issues with it. So yeah, I hear it's a lot of problems with the V6. Not necessarily the four cylinders, but more often the V6. Roger, be more specific with that code because off the top of my head, I don't remember what that code is. That stock bleep will clog all types of things. Yes, I agree. My cock, the only products I really used was oil flusher and cooling cleaner. Yes, cooling cleaner and oil flusher is good. I highly recommend them. Mystery oil or Marvel mystery oil, whatever, that's good too. You have DeWass is out of the best steps. Keep it up. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it, bro. What's your favorite soda? Tell me now, please. My favorite soda is Pepsi and Coke. But Pepsi cans are the best, bro. Oh, I love Pepsi and I love Coke. Coke vanilla is awesome. Is it Bank Censor 1 or 2? Oh, there you go. Thanks, HPMS. I don't have those codes memorized. OBR builds. Thanks for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the help. Would be good. Or help would be good content. Really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for the super chat. Thank you guys all for the super chats, and thanks a lot, OBR, for the kind words, bro. I really appreciate it, man. Pepsi, hell yeah, man. Yes. Time bottom V6 brakes, four cylinder with chain is bulletproof. Yeah, I hate V6 timing chains. Um, Press R. A lot of the times for the Mitsubishi Lancers, it's the actual unit of where you flip the knobs. Bro, we had to how to say it? We got a lot of those where just the unit themselves, like where the knob connects and the computer behind it goes bad. So most of the time, just switch out the unit and it might fix your issue. I see that happen a lot. Do you play Call of Duty or any other games? I play Frag Punk sometimes with my buddy. It's been a minute since I played it, but most of the time, all the time, I play Forza Horizon 5. My favorite game to play. I always do the downhill race with my friend, and we always do toad racing. It's really cool, really fun, guys. So yeah, I do Forza Horizon 5. If we could solve this, if we can solve this, a lot of people would be helped because these Hyundai V6 or something else, and most of these engines, most of these engine, most of these are engines are jobs, and it would be a nightmare to pull out again. Yeah, I agree, man. I really hope I can help you guys out, and I think I might have a friend that's a little bit more experienced than me that can ask him questions and kind of go back and forth with. But yeah, definitely send me those documents, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can, bro. No problem, Chris R. I'm trying to be like you, sir. Appreciate it, bro. Hope that helps. Hell yeah. Not gonna lie, you helped me so many times. Goated. Thanks, bro. Really appreciate it. If you're running too lean, sometimes it could be a leak. You could be like a leak in the exhaust system even, or sometimes you might have a you'll run lean because an intake leak. So you might have a leak on your intake. So a lot of times it's not necessarily the sensor or necessarily the catalytic or whatever. Most of the time, guys, you might have a different issue that's causing a code that's not necessarily your O2 or whatever. Sometimes you're just running too lean because you have an intake or vacuum leak, you have a leak in your exhaust or at the flex pipe. You know, a lot of times that's what happens. Also, what's your go-to grip set for broken bolts? What's your thoughts on grip edge? Guys, grip edge is the absolute best extractor set for anything. Absolutely anything. For broken bolts or for strip bolts. Absolutely the best of the best. You can't get any better than that. They sell it's so good. They sell it to Mac. I don't remember if they do it to Snap on. You definitely sell them to Matco, but they're really freaking good. They're expensive, but they're worth every penny. Now, what's awesome is my I just got a shipment from Grip Edge. I have some extractors from them, but I got a new shipment for the extractors for broken bolts. So I'm going to be showcasing them to help you guys be able to extract broken bolts because I know a lot of us get those extractor sets and we break the extractors. Grip Edge is a lot better. They're a lot more quality, and they're not going to have that issue that you guys have, which is why I want to showcase them. And thankfully, Grip Edge I partnered with, and they'll be able to help me show you guys that. How do you find an exhaust leak? You can always like get a smoke test and a smoker device and just do that, or you can literally just as the car's running, you just feel with your hand and feel like where you're getting like back pressure, like pressure going at your hand. How do you what kind of lube do you use on door latches and van sliding doors? Honestly, I don't really like. I don't really have too much experience with them, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not sure. All right, guys, it is 9 o'clock, and my daughter. Hi, baby. Okay, come here. My daughter is ready for bed, so I got to get this little one. Literally, she's trying to get in bed. My daughter is ready for bed. Say hi. We're gonna get you to bed. Don't worry. So I gotta leave the stream. I know we're going. I gotta leave the stream. But thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I love you guys. I do this every Friday. I know, baby, we're going. I do this every Friday, and yeah, I'll see you guys next Friday. Join in. It's gonna be around 6 to 7 p.m. like this week and last week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I know we're going. But you guys have a good night. I love you guys all. Thank you guys. And I will definitely catch you in the next time. I really hope it helped. But yeah, all right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace. I know, Aliana, we're going. All right, guys. Peace. Say bye.